Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this will be an add-on to series number 9, Premium Pouches. It will be the 21st review of that playlist. So, Bergs from Bergs Dip Review just came back cross country from the West Coast, and on his way home he traveled through Indiana. Indiana is the test market state for the new Copenhagen product, which is Copenhagen Packs. According to Bergs in his review, it is only available in Speedway gas stations in Indiana. This is one of those deals. This year's been weird because you had American Snuff Company come out with a much flaunted new product that turned out to be the same product with a different can design. And then U.S. Smokeless Tobacco decided to go in the opposite direction with their Copenhagen line and just not say anything to anybody at all. We'll just throw it out there. Indiana sounds good. See if anybody notices. So I started seeing this product on a couple of other platforms probably about a month ago. I wasn't expecting to see it here until Berg surprised me with a can, which came earlier today in a package. So he sort of caught me off guard, but although I don't want to steal the thunder of his review, and I will be referencing it quite a bit in this, most likely, I didn't want to fall too far behind either. So this is the review of Copenhagen Packs. Now you got a metal lid, obviously, on a guaranteed fresh stamped can. The color is sort of a gunmetal brush gray. The can's brushed. It has a brush effect on the metal, as do all Copenhagen cans. The background color, it's lighter in the center. It goes a little darker gray towards the edges, and then basically is sort of the same for the rim, which is raised and boxed. The Copenhagen and Satisfaction since 1822 are in a sort of washed out bronze, not the normal Copenhagen bronze. They've sort of been washed out a little bit to meld with the rest of the can. Now there is no upside down smile, okay, and the CW Wintergreen and Packs is in green. There is a slight raise between the upper and the warning label. All right, going around to the side, this is the standard U.S. smokeless scrunch warning label that basically goes around the better portion of the can. Up here is the manufacturer's information and the general information. General information is that it is 100% American tobacco. Underage sales prohibited. Sale is only allowed in the United States, and that it is most likely... Are they pointing out on this one? Maybe not. Maybe we've taken a skip there. No, they haven't. They've pointed out that these are smokeless tobacco, but they've added pouches on that. So don't anybody light these on fire. That would be bad. An interesting part of the manufacturer's information, though, is instead of it being a product of the U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company of Nashville, Tennessee, this one says manufactured for U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company of Nashville, Tennessee, which is very interesting to me because who would they have to sub out work to? I mean, when you're U.S. Smokeless, what part of processing do you not have in your facilities that you have to slide this off to somebody else? Got a barcode. And then right there is basically, they want your opinion on the product. They're going to put this product out at a test market and not say anything about it, and they're going to see what kind of feedback they get directly, which that is a way of getting a pure form of what a market area thinks of a product, which is the point in turn of a test market. So that sort of makes sense. It is limited to people 21 and over, and you can only do it once. You get $10. All right. Then you have some branding. Website down right there, freshcope.com. Don't go over there to find any information about this product because you will not find any. They don't even show this product. There's not a picture. There's nothing. There is just Berg's, a Google car, and a rather long drive. That is what we're relying on here. On the back, as I said, you have the guaranteed fresh stamp can and a sell-by date, which is the standard for U.S. smokeless products, and it is December 1st, 2019. So I'm going to cut into this. And Berg's had said that it wasn't a papery band, and he is completely right. It's sort of a rubbery plastic band going around this. More reminiscent of an American snuff product than anything. It does cut fairly easy, though. Okay. Well, that's what I saw in the pictures. It is registering to me as the Copenhagen Wintergreen. And that's what it's looking like. All right. So I'm going to take one out here. What it is, it's sort of, it's like a little pillow or like a mushroom head. Yeah, I'm sort of just making this shit up while I go along, but whatever. It's loose in the pouch, and there's a good bit of it. And as Berg said in his review, it gives you the impression that this might be long cut inside this. It sort of feels that way. He said it in his review, and now I see what he's talking about. Whereas most pouch products are tighter in the pouch. All right, the pouch isn't this big, but they're tighter in the pouch. They're packed in tighter, and they are a fine cut usually inside. So I'm going to throw this in, and then it's more substantial on the lip. It's the Wintergreen of Copenhagen. It's sweet. The pouch feels more substantial. Now, Berg's had stated in his review, and I'm going to tend to agree with him here, this may be a thing of Copenhagen going, you know what? People that use their pouches usually always do 2 pouches at a time, will make a bigger pouch. That could very well be the case. The thing with it possibly being a long cut, and you know what? I'm going to find out. Bergs did his review on the fly in his vehicle, and he said he'd be interested to see what's inside one of these things. I'm going to find out what's inside one of these. Because the flow and flavor and the way your mouth saliva works with this, it might have an increased flow if it is actually a longer cut product. So I'm going to hit the pause button, and I will be back after I cut one of these guys open. And I am back. So Berg's sort of got it right. Without even looking, he sort of got it right. It is a different cut than a normal pouch product. I know this for fact because I have at certain times cut open pouch products just to see what the contents were. And they usually were very fine. They were what would be considered a fine cut. This is not a fine cut. It's not a long cut, though, either. It's not long stranded. it's almost as if they've done some very fine cube cut, but it's a bit chunky. It's not. See, I don't know how much of this is going to register. It's something a little boxier than a Copenhagen mid-cut. All right? But it's clumping. It's clumping on itself into little, like, cubes, almost. That's the best way I can describe it. So, although it isn't a long cut, this is not the normal material, the normal cut for a pouched product. So, they have changed it. In my mind, in my opinion, this is going to allow, this coupled with not the pouch not being stuffed, is going to allow for saliva flow better through the product. So let me figure out what I'm going to do with this now. Put this over here so I can give you... Now, there's not going to be any mistake for anyone. Unfortunately, I can only show you the cans. Because, although I looked all over the place, I do not have one pouch in this entire house. But as far as the can goes, between Copenhagen Wintergreen pouches and the packs, there's not going to be... You know, there's no room for any confusion right there with that. All right. Now, these things are slightly larger than, I'll show you again one. They're slightly larger than a pouch. I think they may have as much of a regular pouch in them, but the material is bigger around it. The other thing that's interesting about these is, and this I'm sure you're not going to be really able to pick up, there's no seams. There's no end seams. There's you know, there's nothing. Which, wherever you have a seam on a regular pouch, you're having the material doubled up, basically. So there's no doubled up material in these either, and that bodes well also for flow of saliva through the product. More saliva flowing through it and around it, the more flavor you have, flavor release. So this is interesting. I mean, this is something legitimately different. You know what I mean? That they didn't tell a single person about. Whereas earlier this year with American Snuff, you know, coming on March 19th, the Bears coming, yeah, it was basically the Dark series with different lids. Hyped it for months. There's still people convinced over on Read It that it's a different product. Oh, the moisture level's different. Oh, nah, dude, it's just got a different lid, man. They redesigned the lid and made up a little background story for the product. That's it. That's all. No tobacco was changed in any way. They just found some more creative writers. That's all that happened there. But then you got this. Completely different product, new product. The Wintergreen is a Copenhagen Wintergreen. But, I mean, the way it's packaged, the product itself is drastically different than anything. Is it better than pouches? You know, I'm not a big pouch guy. I'm not the one to ask. But I will tell you that the design of the pouch is different. And I think it's going to be a better experience with this than a regular pouch. My opinion, still yet to be seen what the larger audience thinks. But so this has been the review of Copenhagen Packs, a new pouch product in the normal Copenhagen Wintergreen. Flavor-wise, Nothing really different. The cut is different. Not that most people will know unless you're cutting them open like me. The pouch is very different. I mean, you would think that something with a pouch, there's not, well, it's a pouch product. How different could it be? About as different as is possible, yet still remaining a pouch. I mean, it's the, I don't. I'm gonna stop short of saying, oh, it's revolutionary. Now, maybe probably not, but yes, I mean, they really took this in a different direction while staying still in the pouched category, if that helps you at all. And as I said, it is Copenhagen Wintergreen. It's a sweet wintergreen. It seems to have enough flavor. There is mild burn. To me, pouch products don't have as much of the wintergreen burn as the long cuts do. Probably because of the pouch material, I would guess. That's what I would assume. But all in all, it's something actually different. Hey, look, it's something actually different. So, if you see it, or if you know somebody in Indiana, or if you're traveling through Indiana, or if you just want to sit back and cross your fingers and pray that this makes it past the test market stage, give it a try at some point if you can. All right? If you like Copenhagen Wintergreen, and if you like Copenhagen Wintergreen pouches, definitely, you want to give this a try. I want to thank Bergs from Bergs Dip Reviews for sending this to me. I did not know he was sending it to me. He was kind enough. I got it in the mail today. He had told me the package wasn't showing up until for 2 days from now, and it got here early. So, Bergs, I thank you, sir. So this has been the review of Copenhagen packs. 12 pouches to a can, by the way. All right. And the can is 0.84 instead of 0.82 like the regular 15 to a can regular pouches. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew Guy. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves. And as always, God bless.